Welcome everyone. In today's video, I want to solve a business problem. The management wants to know the countries that generate the highest sales revenue so they can focus their marketing efforts and allocate resources to the most profitable market. We all know that the most paramount thing for every business owner is to maximize profit. So maybe they have been selling to different countries and they want to know the country that has the highest sales or that gave them the highest sales. And summarize the whole problem into this question: which countries generate the most sales revenue? And as a data analyst, if you are doing something like this, having known your business problem, the business question, the next thing is what is for you to look at the data to use to solve this problem. You can't just solve this problem based on your assumption or on what you think is right. You can look at your data set and to solve. I will not be taking much of our time. I will just go straight into the data set I will be using for this question. And the first thing I will be using is the data set that has the countries, the names of the country, the one that has a sales revenue, which is anything like sales table, anything like orders table, anything like the customers we or anything like that we have these informations, the information rather in it. So we'll be looking at the customer table. We have the customer table here where we should have the information of the customer. Let's see that we have the country here. We have a country. Also, the orders table where we have the prices and the quantity, and also the orders table. Do we have anything here also? Nothing much here. Okay, we'll be using different tables. Let me say like 2 or 3 tables. And for you to be using more than one table in SQL, it means you are joining them. You are joining these 2 tables based on their common ID. Let's look at this customer table. Is there any ID that is common to the other details? We have the key here is customer ID. The key here is order ID and product ID. Let's look at the others. The key here are order ID and customer ID. And what we are going to be working with is customers table. And what we want to take is in the orders table, which are the quantity and the unit price. And the orders table has the 2 other tables ID. So it means we're going to be joining 3 tables in this video. Let's start. We're going to select what we need to select now, which is the select the country, because we are going to be returning country. That was the most paramount thing for this query. We want to know the country that give the highest sales. And the next thing to do is to get the quantity and the unit price from the orders table. So we are going to be able to use that to get the total sales per country. To do that, we are going to sum the multiple of unit price, unit price. We're going to sum it together to get our total revenue and quantity. Okay. And I said we can also alias it as total revenue. Total revenue. Okay. The next thing to do here is to tell us the table we are bringing them from. We are bringing this from we are bringing this from 2 tables, right? So from customer table, customers, from customers table, where we are bringing our country from, let's rename it as C. The reason for the renaming is that we are still going to reference these columns in select statement to each table so it will not confuse our query manager. And the next one to join it with is going to be the one that has the same ID with customer. Do we have customer ID here? No, but we have other ID. Let's check if we have other ID in customer. No, we don't have other ID here. We have customer ID. What else do we have here? In others table, we have other ID and customer ID, which are the two important ID we'll be using for this query. So we'll be joining others table to it. So to do that, you're going to join other table, join others, and rename it as O. You are joining them on what? On what they have in common, which is the O, which is the C dot. What do we have in C, which is the key in C that we have in O? What we have in O is other ID, customer ID. Let's go to C. We have also customer ID. So we have we have C dot customer ID. C dot customer ID equal to O dot customer ID. O dot customer ID. Okay, we are done with that. The next thing to do again is to join. You know, this has not solved our problem because we are joining them so it will take us to the real deal, which is the other details. We're going to be saying also, we're going to join other details. This is other details. And the way it is written in this database, if you write it like this, other details with a space, it will give us a bug. And to solve it, you just go to the escape key on your keyboard, the key under escape key, you click it, there is a sign there, you type your other details. Type your other details, you close that sign also with the same key under the escape key. Let's rename this also as OD. Let's rename this also as OD. We're going to join them on what? On what they have in common. What do they have in common? They have, in other details, we have other ID, and in others, we have other ID too. Remember that we have joined customer and others together, so they are now one. We are now joining the two also to other details. So we're having O dot other ID, which is the ID we are using to join them together. Other ID equal to OD dot other ID again. So now I think we are done with that. And like I said earlier, we are still going to reference these columns in the select statement. Where do we take our country column from? We took it from the customers table, which is, we're going to reference it back to the C dot country. The unit price and quantity were taken from other details table. So we'll be having OD dot unit price, and we'll be having OD dot quantity. OD and C and O are the abbreviation, or let me say are the short form of writing customer, and the short form of writing order, and the short form of writing order details. We have OD order ID equal to OD dot order ID. Now after this, we are going to group them by what? By country. The reason for the group by is that we have aggregate function. Once you have aggregate function, you must group by. We have group by, we have group by, group by this C dot country, C dot country, okay. And so far our question says we want to know the highest sales. To know the highest sales, you must order by. After you have grouped each, after you have grouped them in countries, after you have added the quantity and the unit price multiplied and got the sum, you write out all the countries. Now you're going to order them by, order by what? The total, which is the total revenue. We're going to write the total revenue from the highest value to the lowest to know the countries that give the highest revenue. You write it here, total revenue. Okay, in descending order, right? In descending order, you put your semicolon and you highlight it like this and run. And we see that we have USA, we have Germany, Brazil, France, and those are the countries that we have, and the way they have their highest sales. Can we see that? And instead of us having this 98000, let's go and round it up. Let's say round. We're going to round the figure up. Let's round it up to 2 decimal places. Can we say that we have it to be 263,568.98? This has just shown us the country that has the highest sales revenue, that generates the highest sales revenue for the business owner. With this now, they can make their decision and know where to deploy more of their goods and whatever thing they want to do to make them keep buying or to make their sales more valuable, and they should patronize them, and to patronize them more, they can use this query and the result we just got to do that. I hope you understand something and you also can try this on your own in your leisure period. I'll see you in my next video.